So I got a message over the weekend from Stanley County. They have a Great Dane that they seized from a home. He was way too skinny. He's about 65 pounds for a Great Dane. That's tiny. So we're gonna head up there, meet him, see if we can get him to come back with us, and check out some other animals while we're there. These pools, I think, are kind of the foundation of what we do as a rescue at Norman Humane. We go to different shelters. Our goal is to help the homeless animals in our community, and a big part of that is helping the shelters as well.
Our goal and our priority always for intake are the animals that are local animal control who are on the list to be euthanized. That is our priority. They will call us and say, hey, we have this great animal, we are out of space, they're going to be euthanized tomorrow, can you take it? If we have space, that is going to take priority over somebody that messages us saying, hey, I just realized we're moving tomorrow and I can't take my dog. One of the toughest things that we deal with are the numerous amounts of requests for animals to be surrendered. Just the other day, in our email alone, we had 39 requests for animals to be surrendered, and we had 5 animals walk into the building with their owners to be surrendered. While we understand that we cannot take every animal, it weighs on us. We worry about it. We lose sleep at night over it.
I love being with the animals. I have rescues from here of my own. I think almost every volunteer has a rescue, has adopted 1, 2, 3.
The dogs help me also. So I have anxiety. So when I'm around them, that just goes away. They're helping me and I'm helping them too.
Somebody has to have a voice for these animals. They don't have a voice. They don't have a home. Whatever we provide for them here is love, affection, and a safe place.
Hey, sometimes not everything is going to be great. There was a cat that got sick and passed away, and I was really upset about it, and I was like, oh, I want to quit. But I decided, hey, for every one cat, one bad memory that happens, I'm going to have a dozen, 1,000 good memories, and I shouldn't let this one bad experience take away from all the good I'm going to do here.
We would love to see all of them adopted all the time, but it's a never-ending story. 2 get adopted, 2 more come in. 3 get adopted, 4 more come in.
We have a litter of puppies coming in today that somebody cropped their ears all the way down to their head. They cut their tails off, and they do this because they were going to be in a dog fighting ring with somebody. We can't just sit there and ignore that that's the fact of what was going to happen to them. We just kind of buckle down and we give them love, we give them care, and we do everything we can to make sure that they are going into a home that is going to treat them better than they have ever seen before.
We have gone from just a few animals out in foster, and now this week we have, it's still not big, we're still kind of small. We have about 12 to 15 cats out in foster and about 8 dogs right now. So our program's still growing. We need fosters. We need people to give us their time in their home. I have been with Lake Norman for a little over 2 years now. When I started here, I was just a dog volunteer. I worked personally with Lindy. She trained me. And then I fell in love with our foster program and how her and Abby were making it grow. About after 6 months after I started working with Lindy and Abby, they asked me to be the foster mentor. So I stepped into that position. Since I've been with Lake Norman, I've fostered close to 80 animals. And now my specialty is taking our pregnant moms and their babies or dogs that have had puppies in other shelters that need loving homes, and they usually come to me. So Luna's story started that she was found on the street. Her previous owner had stabbed her down the back and tried to kill her. She thankfully got away and was found by a good Samaritan named Jess, who took her into care and got her amputation covered pro bono. At the time, they did not know that Luna was pregnant. They placed her into another private foster care system, until they found out she was pregnant, and then they could no longer keep her, which is when they started reaching out to other rescues to help this abused and extremely anxious dog. Luna was transported to us 2 days after our Facebook message came through. She came into the facility and almost breathed a sigh of relief that she was safe. She was in my arms for 5 minutes and her water broke in my lap. And she just looked at me and she knew that she was safe. Fast forward 2 more months, Luna had been adopted out and returned because she was still very anxious in that home, and that person could not handle it. And I brought her back, and I was bringing her with me to work every day. She was our foster star weekends on end, and Luna was very particular about where she wanted to go for the rest of her life. And one day I brought her with me to work, and I said, Luna, we're just gonna go with your fur siblings today. I brought them in with me. We worked in the education room, and we had scheduled with MPD to do a photo shoot. Well, some of their officers were not available, so they sent some of their admin staff. And Anne walked in the door, and Luna ran out, and it was love at first sight. Luna chose this woman. She ran up to her, and they bonded instantly.
When I got Luna, Candace and the folks here, mostly Candace, were very helpful in being in regular communication with me, offering tips, things that they had experienced with her. That helped me bring her into my pack and help me ease her in with the other 2 dogs easily. It took a little bit of work and some coaching from Candace and the folks here, but within a short period of time, she was wonderful. It just took some patience and just watching her like you would a small child or toddlers of any kind. And that's it. And she's wonderful. I cannot imagine life without her. I absolutely cannot imagine life without her. She is a hero to me. And so are the folks here.
So you just heard Luna's story, obviously very emotional, very heart-wrenching. We go through many stories like that every year. And that's why we really need the help of the community. So as you can see on the shelves here behind me, they're looking a little bare, right? So we really rely on the community, our local community here to help bring in food products, bedding, anything, animal related. We appreciate everything that our community has done for Lake Norman Humane, and we really, really hope that this story encourages you to continue giving.